Are you serious right now, Melissa? Mr. Grant's voice cut through the quiet office like a blade. The tall, well-dressed manager stood by his glass desk, glaring at her like she'd committed a crime. It's the third time this month you've been late. This is a corporate environment, not a daycare. Melissa froze, clutching her handbag. Her heart raced. Sir, I'm really sorry. My son's school bus broke down this morning, and I don't want excuses. He lifted his coffee cup, staring at her with cold amusement. You know what? I'm done. Pack your things. You're fired. The entire office went silent. The sound of keyboards stopped. Everyone watched, afraid to breathe. Melissa's throat tightened as she tried to hold back tears. Please, Mr. Grant. I need this job. Rent is due, and I'm raising my son alone. Just one more chance. He chuckled. Maybe next time, show up on time instead of playing the victim. He waved his hand toward security. Escort her out. As Melissa walked out of the building, humiliated, the words echoed in her head, playing the victim. That moment changed everything. 2 weeks earlier, Melissa had been working at Northstone Marketing, one of the top corporate agencies in Toronto. She wasn't the most experienced employee, but she was hardworking, creative, and had an energy that kept the team going. Even her clients loved her warmth and honesty. But Mr. Grant, the regional manager, never liked her. He was the kind of boss who believed success came from suits, punctuality, and showing off in board meetings. He'd often remind the staff that corporate performance is about perception. Melissa, however, didn't care much about appearances, she cared about results. She stayed late, finished extra reports, and even covered for her colleagues. Still, no matter how much she tried, it was never enough for him. The first time she came late, it was because her son, Liam, had the flu. The second time, her babysitter quit without notice. But this last time, the one that got her fired, felt like destiny playing a cruel joke. That night, Melissa sat on her couch, staring at her son's drawing pinned to the fridge. It was of her, smiling in a business suit, with the words, "My mom is a hero." She broke down crying. Bills were piling up. She'd applied for dozens of jobs but got no reply. Companies wanted reliable professionals, not single moms who had gaps in their schedules. Then one morning, while scrolling through job boards, she came across an ad. Freelance marketing consultants needed for startup projects. Remote work. High commissions. Something clicked. She had skills. She knew marketing inside out. Why beg for another manager's approval when she could create her own path? Melissa took a deep breath, opened her laptop, and began working on her own brand. She called it Rise Up Marketing, a digital consultancy focused on helping small businesses grow online. Her first client was a small bakery run by an immigrant couple in Mississauga. Within 2 weeks, their social media pages were booming. Word spread. Her phone started buzzing with new clients. By the 4th week, she wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. Then came the email that would change everything again. It was from Northstone Marketing. We'd like to discuss a potential collaboration opportunity with Rise Up Marketing. Our regional director, Mr. Grant, will be attending. Melissa stared at the screen, her heart pounding. Her lips curved into a slow, confident smile. Let's see how the corporate environment handles this, she whispered. The day of the meeting arrived. Melissa took a deep breath as she stood outside the sleek glass doors of Northstone Marketing, the same building where she'd been humiliated only a few weeks earlier. But this time, she wasn't there as an employee. She was there as the CEO of Rise Up Marketing Inc. She walked in wearing a clean white blazer, her hair tied neatly, confidence glowing from every step. When the receptionist looked up, her eyes widened. Melissa? You're back? Melissa smiled kindly. Not as staff. I'm here for the partnership meeting. Inside the conference room, the energy was different. The Northstone team was already seated, waiting for the external consultant who was supposed to help them fix their falling client engagement numbers. Mr. Grant sat at the head of the table, scrolling through his tablet, clearly impatient. When Melissa walked in, his jaw nearly dropped. "You've got to be kidding me," he muttered. "You?" She placed her tablet on the table and said calmly, "Good morning, Mr. Grant. I believe your company reached out to mine for this consultation." The room went silent. A few of her former co-workers exchanged stunned glances. Even the HR manager looked like she'd seen a ghost. "Let's get started," Melissa said, clicking through her presentation. Within minutes, she had the room captivated. She explained how Northstone's old-fashioned marketing strategies were costing them clients, and how digital engagement could revive their brand. Every slide was backed with real numbers and case studies, from her own clients. Mr. Grant's smirk slowly faded. The board members nodded, impressed. At one point, one of the senior directors asked, "So, Ms. Collins, could you show us one example of how your strategy improved a client's brand visibility?" Melissa smiled and clicked to a before and after chart showing a small bakery in Mississauga. Within 3 weeks, engagement grew by over 350%. Their revenue nearly doubled. "Remarkable," one board member said. "That's exactly the kind of innovation we need here." When the presentation ended, the room erupted in applause. Mr. Grant, red-faced, cleared his throat. "Well, I guess you've done some decent work." But before he could say more, the chairman of Northstone leaned forward. "Mr. Grant, you're looking at someone we should have promoted, not fired." Then, turning to Melissa, "We'd like to sign a 6-month contract with your agency, Rise Up Marketing, starting immediately." Melissa blinked, holding back tears. "Thank you, sir. I'd be honored." As the meeting ended, Mr. Grant tried to avoid her gaze, but she stepped closer and whispered just loud enough for him to hear. "Looks like being late worked out after all." She picked up her tablet, smiled at the stunned employees, and walked out, head held high. Outside the building, she took a deep breath of the cool Toronto air. Her phone buzzed with another client request. Her business was booming. She had turned her pain into purpose, and her humiliation into a victory that no one could take away. That night, when she got home, her son, Liam, ran to her. "Mommy, how was work?" Melissa knelt down and hugged him tight. "It was perfect, sweetheart. Your mom just showed them what real strength looks like." Then she looked at his drawing on the fridge again. "My mom is a hero." This time, she smiled through tears. Because now, it was true.